I made it to this old mining camp and they built it right on the top of a mountain at the mountain peak. That's why there's so much snow around us. There's 3 cabins here. This was the main section of the mining camp. Then there's an ore bin and there's a volunteer cabin to the left of us tucked away in the woods. We're gonna check all of that out in today's episode. It's a super rugged drive coming up, but it's totally worth it for what there is to see. Couple beds. This was the bunkhouse. And then a table. And if we continue, it's another section of the bunkhouse. Got the chair and an underground area. It's all flooded out now, but down there was the pantry. That's the stairs to go down it. Another bunkhouse. Two beds, and then what was a couch. Looks pretty gnarly now. You wouldn't want to sit on that. A very small outhouse tucked away into trees. These are the 2 bunkhouses we looked at. And veering off is this 3rd one. The one bed is all that remains. The size of that differential, and then these wheels. Cabin's all been knocked down, unfortunately. And straight ahead of us is the ore bin, and the mines, they were way up this mountain that they were trying to get at. A very small mill. It was a 3-level with this humongous ore bin at the top of it. What do you think this engine would have been used for? Looks to be an old tractor. This is why nobody comes up here, is because it's a permanent snow. It never melts. That's crazy. So there's an ore bin, a trestle, going to the main ore bin, down to the mill. Look at Lee, he's hanging out in the snow. It's so hot today, it's just baking. I spotted on Google Maps that further up this road is a couple other small mine ruins and incline shafts. But it's to that point where it's like it's 3 miles. So is it worth it? Because you have to hike in, and to me it's not worth it, so we're not going to go up. These huge timbers were for a portal. They did have a portal somewhere around here. I see it on topo maps, but it's all caved in, long gone. I think about right here was where the portal was. Looking down where the rest of these buildings are at, and if you pan around, there's this cabin. This is a really neat looking cabin, so I figure we're gonna have a look inside. Has a picnic table. I like how it's half made of wood and then half made of rock. That's really neat. Barba Bill Chaffin, 1929 to 2022. You might notice the cabin is called Bill Chaffin. I wonder if maybe this is where she lived, or it's just like a memorial to her. At first I thought this was locked, but it's actually open. There we go. This is really cool. Acme Foundry Company. Check this out, they built 2 chairs out of wood. The whole wall right there going into the bedroom. 2 couches and a bed. With some shelving at the end of the bed. So super small cabin, that's why we couldn't get in that way. It's blocked with the bed. But that's a tiny cabin. But so much left behind. Shelves and shelves of stuff. Bunch of matches, a lighter, some drink, canned food. And if you look over, there's the kitchen with the logbook 6/18/2025, 8/17/8/17. Wow, not that many people. Nobody visits this place. Here's a photo of, I assume, her family. And they're all at this cabin. I was about to leave, but then I noticed something, and I'm so glad I took a second look. You see what that is? Let me grab it. No freaking way. Check that out. That's a revolver. You know, I found guns before. I found a Suicide Special. But it wasn't like this good of condition. It was a super antique. This thing's really cool. I already checked the trigger. I always check that. And there's nothing in it. But I don't know why it was loaded. That's really cool though. But that's a top rake. So basically, that's how it loads. You can load it back up like that. That's how the cowboys did it in the movies. But that's cool. Oh, it's not in the best of condition. Look. It starts to lock up after a bit. Oh, locked up. I don't see any indication anywhere of what it might have been. I'm gonna put this right back where I found it, but I'm not gonna have it cocked. I'm just gonna keep it like that and shove it up here. There we go. We'll be nice and safe. Once we finished exploring the mining camp, I headed down the mountain. On my way down, I unexpectedly discovered another gold mine, so I decided to go explore it. This one lies adjacent to the first one we explored. We got an abandoned mine to explore, and the rest of the mine is up above us. There's a couple buildings, so we're gonna check this out. This is where the ore chute was, and we have an amazing view. Check this out, you guys. We're just way up in the mountains. So the ore carts would come out of the mine. These ones, they're curved where it would veer off onto the platform to dump into a truck. Entering the portal, there's this piece of equipment. Wow. That is sketch. Holy cow. Even if you make it past this collapsed section, it's just collapsed again up ahead. And you can't even do it because if you look, this is all ice. Over there, where you have to crawl, that's all ice as well. That's ice. All ice as well. This place is just rock frozen. There's just no way to safely explore this mine, and you can't really explore it anyway. It's all collapsed in, so we'll get out and keep exploring. The abandoned mine we just checked out is right there. And now I'm at the above section. There's this stream going down, and that's always a good sign. It means there might be an adit. Unfortunately, it means the adit's going to be flooded. I don't think there's any hope for mine exploring because this is the adit. And it's all collapsed in. Yeah, that's been gone for a long time. And if you look out, they had the ore cart tracks coming out around this bend. Same design as the other one where they had a platform with an ore chute. What would have been the portal, it's all collapsed. A workshop and parts of a trailer that looks like an Airstream trailer. The size of these logs they used, humongous. And the walls, it's the same exact thing. These giant logs. Pretty small operation. I haven't seen too many houses or cabins. What do you guys think? Are Airstreams ugly or not? I feel like you either like them or you hate them, but there's no in between. I wonder why they tied these logs to the trees like that, overhanging on the edge. We're gonna see this cabin now. It's all messed up. The whole cabin is going to the left. That's why I like coming to these places while we're still standing, coming now, because in a couple years, this whole cabin's gonna fall off the cliff. We're so high in the mountains. This was such an extreme place to live. Either a shed or an outhouse. It's a shed. I don't know anything about this operation. It was an unexpected explorer. What I do know is we're in central Idaho, and in central Idaho, gold was often a primary commodity, so more than likely this was a gold mine. Up above in this mountain, that's a bunch of bulldozer marks. Basically, they open pitted the top of it, and I don't know why. They didn't continue or anything. It just bulldozed the top of the mountain. No, my license plate! The roads have been too rough with it.